At Numerian Capital, we bring you the latest stock news each day. Please like and subscribe so we can bring these articles to you each day. Thank you. Today, June 16, 2023, what's going on with Lordstown Motors stock today? Multiple factors could be contributing to the sentiment lift. Shares of commercial fleet EV manufacturer Lordstown Motors popped higher on Friday before tanking. A wave of speculative sentiment broadly but fleetingly lifted automotive enterprises. RIDE stock may ultimately rise on its underlying comeback initiative. Continuing its dramatic rally from the prior session, shares of electric vehicle manufacturer Lordstown Motors, Nasdaq RIDE, which specializes in commercial fleet vehicles, jumped sharply again early on Friday. Interestingly, no company-specific news appears to represent a core catalyst for today. Instead, speculative fervor that broadly lifted automotive enterprises appears to have also carried RIDE stock, at least momentarily. Still, Lordstown's comeback effort might add fuel to this fortuitous rally. Interestingly, several beleaguered EV enterprises popped higher late this week. For example, lifestyle mobility specialist Canoo, which got off to much fanfare following its initial public offering, jumped 9% on Friday before tanking to 0.26% by market close. Over the past 5 sessions, Canoo is up around 20%. Similarly, commercial EV maker Workhorse was left for dead after failing to secure a pivotal contract with the U.S. Postal Service. In the late afternoon session, Workhorse dropped about 1%. However, over the trailing 5 sessions, it returned about 23% for stakeholders. According to trading expert Dennis Dick, Carvana likely kickstarted the robust sentiment that lifted names like RIDE stock. Specifically, the short squeeze sentiment that catapulted Carvana to blistering gains this year may have filtered down to other speculative wagers. Essentially, the message may be that if Carvana, which faced legitimate bankruptcy concerns, could turn itself around thanks in large part to meme-like speculation, other embattled entities may enjoy a similar reprieve. RIDE stock and the possible comeback. Another explanation for the surge in RIDE stock and other EV-related investments originates from Barron's AL Root. With no one company event appearing to spark the rally, Root identified macroeconomics as the catalyst. Specifically, with U.S. consumer prices rising about 4% year-over-year, it's a slower rise than economists had forecast. Still, investors should be careful with this thesis. While slower inflation could convince the Federal Reserve to eventually lower benchmark interest rates, thereby facilitating EV business expansion and consumer, client adoption, the reason for the deceleration presence concerns itself. In analyzing the May jobs report, the AP noted that the length of the average work week and hourly wage growth declined. Fundamentally, cooled inflation from labor market weaknesses wouldn't necessarily bode well for RIDE stock and the broader EV industry. Sure enough, Investor Place's Jeff Remsburg highlighted that deflation represents the new concern. Ultimately, Lordstown may have an opportunity to sustain its present rally through its own actions. Last week, the EV manufacturer announced that it plans to take legal action against investor Foxconn, which also goes by the trade name Han High Precision Industry, for breach of contract. In particular, Lordstown seeks to ensure that the Taiwanese contractor manufacturer completes a planned purchase of nearly 10% of RIDE stock. Earlier, Lordstown warned that it may be forced to file for bankruptcy due to uncertainties over Foxconn's $170 million investment deal. Should the agreement go through, Foxconn would own nearly a 20% stake in Lordstown. Why it matters? Although the surge in RIDE stock seemingly offers a lifeline to beaten-down shareholders, prospective investors must exercise caution. Only one analyst within the past 3 months covers Lordstown, and that expert R.F. Lafferty's Jamie Perez, pegged shares a sell. Notably, the price target sits at 45 cents, implying roughly 90% downside risk. Equally important to keep in mind is that today's gains may have just been a flash in the pan. By the market's close, RIDE's early morning 25% rise turned into a 0.48% decline. Thanks for watching. Numerian Capital News. Please come back tomorrow for another stock news update. Thank you.